Welcome back. Welcome back to another Fiction Factory Games presentation featuring a delightful delivery of dastardly deeds in Penny Larceny, Gig Economy Supervillain. It's time for us to get back into this. We were still sort of in the tutorial last time. I'm going to turn down my personal headphone volume there. If you'll recall, our hero here was trying to get an invite to some sweet, sweet criminal gigs. But apparently, even being an outlaw is kind of an exclusive club. Home sweet home. So we spent last session kind of casing the joint. A business. I think it's called the Legitimate Business. Owned by a Mr. Legitimate, and it's basically the front for a huge criminal empire using an app called Crimer, which hooks criminals up with crimes that fit their skills. And you want an invite to their exclusive list. I'm squatting, of course. I can't afford rent in this town, even with some ill-gotten gains. Also a bad idea to leave a paper trail when you're a mask. But it's not so bad. No neighbors to annoy me, given the place is condemned, unless the fungal growth in the west wing becomes sentient or something. I mean, maybe. We've got utilities most of the time, peace and quiet all the time, and this feels just homey enough to be a home. More of a home than we've had in a long, long time. Oh, sorry, when I say we, I don't mean me and you. I mean me and Gibson and you. Me and Gibson and you. Huh, where's Gibson? Gibson! Gib! I'm back from scouting. Penny, I was napping. Gibson crawls out from under the couch, his favorite napping spot, and jumps on top of the booster pile of books in front of our computer. What's that say there? This something? The internet is for cats, okay. What time is it? I thought we still had a few more hours until the heist. It's crime time, my friend! It's crime o'clock. It's past crime. The little crime hand and the big crime hand are pointing to, no more using crime as an adjective, please. I've got a headache. Your visor giving you trouble again? I think the implant housing's come loose. We might need to go to the veterinarian again. And before you say it, yes, I mean the crime veterinarian, thank you. I wasn't gonna say it, honest. Are you okay for helping with the heist tonight? Maybe I could fly solo on this one, just me and my voice. And leave you dealing with the Crimer servers alone? Heck no. I'll just power on through the headaches. See? That time they just said heck, you know? So, I think the censoring, the silly censoring just must have been missing some of the earlier ones. Walk me through your findings. Maybe I just need something else to focus on. What's the game plan, Penny? I don't like making Gibson pull a job when he's suffering. It's not right. It's not fair. But fair hasn't really been a keyword in our lives, has it? No, we work with what we have. And I'm doing this for him as much as I'm doing it for myself. The cybernetics in his head need tuning every few weeks, and are not cheap. If huge scores and big heists through Crimer are what it takes to keep my best friend in good health, so be it. So she's doing it all for her cat. Also because being a criminal is awesome in this world. Training day, planning the job. I wheel my portable chalkboard to the center of the room, ready to craft the master plan. Legitimate business company. Bottom dollar bidder security for the most part. A basic boring gray box of concrete and glass and failed dreams. I like the happy sun up there. Why is there a happy little sun in the corner? Aren't we infiltrating the place at night? Oh, Gibson. Gibby goo. It's a fair question. Don't question my process, Gibson. Okay, maybe it's not a fair question. Arrows. This should be a cakewalk, honestly. We'll grapple up the side of the building, infiltrating through the rooftop access door. So you scouted the roof already? No. Look, I was busy with others. I had to check the break room. But you know me, there isn't a lock out there I can't beat. It'll be fine. Once inside, we gain access to the air vents, and that's where you come in. You'll head down into the server room through the events, where you can work your magic. Do we even know if there's an air vent access to the server? I had to check the break room. Well, no, not as such, but it's not like it's airtight, right? I'm sure it'll be fine. You're not the one crawling through vents. It's my tail on the line. Okay, fine. We'll walk in through the doors instead. Happy? Happy. Once you finish your magic and add me to the Crimer access list, we slip out the way we came in, which is the door down. But we avoid the security room and the CEO's office. There are no fly zones for us. Their alarms have hair triggers, and they're diligent about investigating. But now that we know that, we know to proceed slow and safe. Slip in, hack Crimer, slip out before anyone notices, back home in time for cartoons. Sound good? Cartoons always sound good. It's not the most airtight plan, but it'll work. Okay. I'll go load up my cyberware with some LDOS exploits and be ready to go in a jiff. Or a GIF. I always get a bit of nervous jitters before a caper like this. Excitement? Anxiety? Hard to say. You know what I love about Gibson's last line there? Is that no matter what your preferred pronunciation is for GIF, it still works as a joke. And that's some solid writing. It's inclusive, in a way. But I promise you, we'll be just fine. Cross my heart and hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. Please do none of those things. Or double pinky prom. Let's see, what kind of voice in her head am I? Please do none of those things. Yeah, please do none of those things. Come on now. Metaphor. It's for grazing sheep. Okay, let's do this. The heist. Ah, crisp evening air. The excitement of a heist under cover of nightfall. I live for these moments. I crouch in the shadows of the building, ready to make my ascent. But first, a comms check. Panda Bear to Fancy Feast, do you copy? Over. Penny, I'm literally in your backpack right now. I can hear you even without the comm link. And my call sign is Shadow Lord Hellclaw, the Nightmare Bringer, not Fancy Feast. You can't use your Warlock main as a call sign. Now hunker down, I'm heading up and I don't want you falling out. Relax, I'm pretty padded back here, I'll be fine. Don't worry about Gibson, he's safe and sound back there. We got this all figured out. Double zipper with soft tabs on inside, air vents, armor plate in front of pocket. Cramped, but room to loaf. Oh, it's a little... room to tap on a little keypad. Is that an alien keychain? I don't know. A good thief comes prepared, and I am a very good thief. Gib is snug as a bug in a rug, see? Most of that was his design. He knows his needs, and I'm only happy to keep him comfortable when I'm busy running and climbing and stuff. Whew. Right, back to the action. One rooftop coming up. I thought we were going in the front door. The grapple gun may be old hardware, a family heirloom, but it gets the job done. It whizzes up the building, snags on, and up I go. Scaling up the side of the building with Gibson in my pack is tricky, but it's nothing I haven't done before, and soon we're on the darkened rooftop. Upon landing, I move quickly, looking for some sort of access door. My instincts tell me this place has a rooftop entrance, but if I'm wrong, well, we might be climbing back down and looking for open windows. Aha! Door. Looks like a numeric keypad lock, but the door's nothing special. I whip out my crowbar, ready to pop this sucker open. She moved to the side as if to make room for another image. I wonder if there was originally going to be an image of a door there. Whoa, check for alarms first. Hang on, can't we hack the keypad instead? I say check for alarms first. Keypad second. Oh, shirt, yeah, I should do that. Sorry, I just got so excited, you know? It's hard to tell from the side of the door, but I'd bet you there's... Okay, I bet you there's an alarm attached to this thing. I guess right-click is a kind of hide the interface mode. That's kind of cool. Alright. Okay, we could deal with this. I bust out my electromagnetic confusatron. That's not a thing. That can't be a thing. Lots of super science around. Yeah, that tracks. I say it tracks. Yep, Magnetic North invented this thing. Magnetic North. First name Ryan? Nah, probably not. He owes me after I helped him find criminal couples counseling for him and his husband. It burns the one-use battery out, but the gadget does the job and we're in. Whoosh. Next step. Avoiding any offices or cubicles where people are pulling some serious mandatory overtime. Right, gotta get you to the server room. Presumably, I can just walk into the server room. That's presuming a lot. Sneakily, I sneak my way along. I forgot the alarms here have hair triggers. How did we forget that? Quickly, I cover my exit with a small-sized smoke bomb before bolting to hide under a chunky customer service desk. I guess those red lights were the alarm. Almost immediately, a guard sweeps into the area, looking around in confusion before grumbling into his radio. I thought the false alarms in accounting got fixed. All clear here. Probably just the wind rattling the windows or something. And he exits to go sweep other floors. Probably not literally. Although maybe. Carl wasn't kidding. Motion trackers must be hypersensitive. Fortunately, the guards seem a bit desensitized to them. Not saying I should trip them all for fun, but at least I know I can evade, right? Could use them as a distraction, too. Throw a stapler, draw guard aggro. Evasion's the best bet here. You don't want to risk any encounters. Can you cut the alarms instead? Then you won't have to worry. What's more fun? Cut the alarms. Distract with a stapler. Evasion. Huh. I like distraction. Ooh, I like that. Oldie but a goodie, and enhanced by the alarm system, too. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind for later. Sneaking all the way to the server room from the rooftop floors is time-consuming. Should use the front door. I need to be careful to slip in and around the safety rail of the stairwell to avoid camera eyes. But eventually, we're here, and one picked lock later, we're ready to hack. Oh, wow, this is a heck of a setup, but I wouldn't give to have a server farm to throw at crypto cracking problems. Focus, Fancy Feast. Right. I stack up some manuals on a chair so Gib can reach the keys of an access workstation. Okay, she probably found, manuals lying around the office, because that's how offices work, but I like the mental image that she has to bring all of the boxes and books to in the backpack so that they can make conveniently sized plinths for the cat to be on. I'm gonna need a few minutes to hack this thing. If I had some specs on their software config, I could do it faster, but it's quiet down here. We should be just fine. And a few minutes later... Uh-oh. Uh-oh? What uh-oh? I don't like uh-oh. I'm in, but there's no Crimer database. Not even a trace of it. It's not here. What? No, it's gotta be here. Lenny Legitimate's behind Crimer. He has to be. I did my homework on this. Check again. Dig deeper. I've checked and dug and checked, and Crimer isn't... Oh. Oh, crap. It's in the building, yes, but not here. Not in the server farm. Looks like it was moved last week, transferred to the personal workstation of Mr. Legitimate. It's in the CEO's office. The CEO's office? Well, sure. With little other option, Gibson erases his digital paw print tracks and hops down, jumping into my backpack. Together we begin the long hike back upstairs to Mr. Legitimate's stronghold. Whoosh. I already scoped out Lenny's office. It's the freaking Bastille. There's no way I could cleanly crack into that place without setting off so many alarms. I pause before the intimidatingly secure door. I have no clue what's in there. Might not be an office at all. We could be waltzing into something very big and dangerous. Nobody's seen Leonard Legitimate in years. Maybe he doesn't exist. Maybe he does. Maybe he's the king in yellow who runs Crimer. But if our data's inside, we gotta go in. And that's that. Okay, we need a plan. Trigger a dozen other alarms and use the chaos as cover. Move fast. We need to stay quiet. Just crack into the place like you normally would. Move fast! Gib, how can I make a lot of mayhem in a very short amount of time? What? I must spam this place with alarms and use it as a cover to break in. They have to investigate every single false positive. Oh, geez, Penny, that's dangerous. It's a dangerous line of work, Fancy Feast, but it's the life we've chosen. Okay. I installed a backdoor while I was in the servers, so I can trigger alarms all over the building. Lead them on a merry chase everywhere except here. How long do you need to break this door? Don't know. 2 minutes minimum. Get started. Now, the one problem with the plan, of course, is that they might have a prioritizing system, where higher profile alarms would cause to cancel previous alerts, but I don't think that security guard is, based on our one encounter with him, I don't think he's gonna think that through with it. Gib ducks back into my backpack, firing up his cybernetic implants. I approach the Doom door and begin tinkering with access systems. Oh boy, there they go. Immediately, alarms start going off, both from the door and all over the building. Zone 7A, Zone 3C, Zone 12Q. Heck's going on? Yeah, I know these are probably false positives. Check them anyway. Split up. Override keypad. Reroute signal from face scanner. Reprogram the scanner. I may be crap at computers, but these specialized security gadgets, I've been beating them all my life. No, the main gate is not open. It's a ghost alarm. Start heading up to the top floor. Penny, hurry. I'm in. We're moving. Ooh. The office of Leonard Legitimate. Rising star of the tech sector. Disruptive market leader. Innovator. Creator. Reclusive genius. But apparently he exists. People who don't exist don't need tacky office furniture, and no dust to speak of on any of it. One mystery solved, but not the mystery we came here to solve. We need Crimer access, and quickly. I close the door behind me and approach the impressive-looking legit station computer at his desk. Gib, you're up. Gibson hops out, climbs up to the keys, and gets to work. I thought we were using our code names. I'm stressed, okay? I keep forgetting. And you called me Penny plenty of times. How long will it take to hit the Crimer database from there? Give me 2 minutes. No, 3 minutes. You've got, well, however many minutes it takes for security to realize we're here. As Gibson bangs away on the keyboard, I'm left standing and waiting to see if we succeed, or we get arrested, or killed. Phrasing it that way just made me imagine Gibson as Keyboard Cat, but, you know, not a musical keyboard. But no choice, right? This is where the arrows point to. Get Crimer access, then use that to find good jobs that'll keep us alive and well. You know, at the start of the game, she talked about following the arrows. I wonder if that's going to be kind of a theme for her over the game. Even if not, you know, I like his consistent character trait building. It's going to be hard work from here on out, but you're ready. You always have a choice, Penny. You could walk away. Maybe there's something out there for you beyond the possibilities you know. All good options. Now, I love the second option, and the third option I love because it's basically the second option, just a little more vague. This one feels more like the doing fun crimes option. That's what I'm here to do. Exactly. I've had a bad run of it trying to fly solo, but with Crimer I can support other masks and they'll support me in turn. Who says the bad guys can't work together? You and I work together and we work pretty well, despite you being a mysterious head voice. I'm not delusional. You aren't my brain tricking me. You have an outsider's perspective on my life. You've proven that again and again. Tell me, what's going to happen? Am I going to find success and freedom? Am I going to live happily ever after? I don't know. I'm sorry. Spoilers, but I can't tell you exactly what's coming. Just that there will be some surprises ahead. Ooh. Even I don't know. Risky. It's risky, I know, the life I lead. So much so that even you can't predict everything. But all of that is moot, right here and now. The future can wait. I need to finish this caper and get Crimer access, all while this crazy jazz music keeps playing. I love this music. I love it so much. After that, well, we'll explore the possibilities together. Obtained loot. I got it. I got it. One forged Crimer access pass with full login credentials. I also scraped a few gigs of heavily encrypted data in the same folder. No idea what it is, but figured, hey, while we're here, you did good, Gib. Okay, let's book it before things get any more complicated. I help Gibson into my backpack and turn to leave. Uh-oh. And get marched deeper into the office at gunpoint. A trembling, shaking gun held by a trembling, shaking old man in a security uniform. No, he's retiring. I thought he was home by now. Why hasn't he left the office yet? Oh, no. No, he had a retirement party. He should be home by now. Halt. Halt in the name of the law. Carl. Dang it, why couldn't you have gone home at the end of the day? Carl Johnsmith, security guard. I was not prepared to face Carl. You're not supposed to be in here. I'm not supposed to be in here. You're trespassing. Damn it, I do not want to fight a senior citizen, but if he doesn't give me a choice... Hey, don't move. I said don't move. You're a supervillain, aren't you? I won't let you scramble my brain, or boil my blood, or shoot me with a freeze ray, or... What? I don't do anything like that. Or turn me into a pile of applesauce, or convert my atoms into gold, or go back in time and kill my grandfather. I don't do any of those things either. Well, what is your superpower? All you masks have freaky superpowers. I could take him down by force, or maybe I could scare him into leaving me alone. Or would that just make it worse? I don't know. You're my superpower, aren't you? Be super powerful and get me out of this mess. You know this guy, it's Carl. Remind him of what's waiting for him after retirement. I like that one. We have to calm him down. Tell him the truth about why you're here and appeal to his sense of justice. Ooh. Risky, but I really like it. Can you take him out without hurting him? He looks fragile and we don't want a body count. Remind him what's waiting after retirement. Means exposing my sneaking around earlier today, but that's a great lever to pull. You're right, okay. Carl, you don't want to do this. You're so close to retirement, aren't you? How do you know my name? You told me, remember? I brought you donuts, and we talked about your plans after today. What about your virtual model railroad, and your grandkids you play with? It's gonna be hard to ride the rails with PTSD from a fatal shooting. I'm not threatening you. I'm scared that if you hurt me, you won't forgive yourself. I'm trying to help you avoid that. You're a supervillain. A criminal. I'm supposed to confront criminals, and you're just a kid. You're just a kid. Remind him you're just some harmless kid. Suggest he call an actual hero in to confront you instead. Okay, I like that. This isn't your job. You observe and report. You don't fight masks. That's what the capes are for. You can just radio this in and get a hero dispatched. You don't have to do anything more than that. What? You'll escape long before a hero arrives. But you'll have done your duty. It's all you need to do, and you can go home with the feeling of a job well done. Isn't that enough? Wouldn't that be enough? You're retiring, Carl. Go rest, knowing you've done your duty. Dispatch. Supervillain holed up in Mr. Legitimate's office. Withdrawing and requesting backup. Thanks, Carl. I should hold you at gunpoint until the hero arrives. What, and risk getting your brains turned into applesauce with my amazing superpowers? Heh. You got spunk, kid. But seriously, maybe hang up the mask after this, okay? Hate to see someone so young getting hurt. Oh, Carl, you're the one good thing about the legitimate company. Some touch-and-go moments, but we did it. We've got Crimer app access. Okay. This feels like something that's gonna come back to haunt us. This feels like the lady running the office, who I do remember from the demo. I feel like he's gonna be held responsible for letting me away, and that's gonna be used as leverage to make me feel guilty later. I really hope not. I don't want to feel guilty. Because Carl is... I am so invested in Carl's retirement. Some touch-and-go moments, but we did it. We've got Crimer app access. As much as I'd love to stick around and loot the place for all its delicious, delicious data and valuables, it's time to go. Starting tomorrow, Penny Larceny is headed for the big time. Excuse me. Caper complete. Training day, caper complete. Do you want to save before continuing? Yeah. I mean, yeah. How many? I have 9 pages? 9 pages. I'm gonna save a new one. Usually I try to do these things on one save, but since I decided it would be fun to record myself playing this one, and since I've had some technical recording issues in the past, maybe I should make multiple save slots. It's been 2 days since the heist at Legitimate Business Company. 2 days since setting up my Crimer account. That is all it is, right? Okay, yeah. I'll do that again. Yes. And then return. Ooh. I was suddenly paranoid I might have missed some dialogue. 2 days since the heist at Legitimate Business. 2 days since setting up my Crimer account. This thing is kinda impressive, not gonna lie, and it's got so many masks I recognize. Magnetic North. Hey Penny, congrats on getting in. Where'd you steal your invite from? Hacked some servers at LBC. Wow, South and I are proud of you. Come by our cafe sometime for a donut. Apparently, stealing access to the app is pretty common. Might even be a rite of... Donut? Are Magnetic North and whoever South is... Are they the guys who run the donut shop and bookstore from Arcade Spirits? And then who later run the... Laundromat Pizzeria Arcade Combo in the new Challengers? Oh man, are they also supervillains? I kind of... If you've not played Arcade Spirits, you really need to. Apparently, stealing access might even be a rite of passage. If so, that's good for me. It means less chance of consequences for my caper. Honestly, we probably shouldn't be using the map itself to talk about it, but oh well. Barbecue at my place this weekend. My new chili recipe is gonna knock 'em dead. I'm still in awe at the name Ghost Pepper. I need to hop into City of Villains and see if it's been taken yet. Figuratively, not literally? Sure, whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, the chit-chat is very distracting. Feels good to feel like a part of the mask community. I've been flying semi-solo for so long, aside from the occasional backyard potluck. Fools! I will destroy them all! Ultima Tom. Oh, it's Ultima Tom. Man, every time I read his name, I have to teach myself how to say it. Okay, what set you off this time? My dinner delivery included napkins and plastic forks when I expressly unchecked that box. Plastic waste is destroying the environment. They will pay in blood! You got issues, man. It's just a lot of fun to socialize with my fellow masks, you know? I'm gonna save that one. Hang on. That's great. Even the less stable ones. But the most interesting text to come in so far. User 2, Crimer Admin Matchmaker. User 1123, you are cordially invited to the Crimer Social Mixer at Destructo's Bar and Grill, 8 p.m. sharp on Wednesday. Sincerely, the Matchmaker. An invitation from a Crimer admin to a social mixer? It's a little risky considering I broke into Lenny's office to get Crimer access, but if I'm gonna eat food and get Gibson's cyberware fixed, I need jobs. So I costume up and head out. Let's go meet some bad guys. Here we go. Ah, Destructo's Bar and Grill. Okay, this is basically where the demo started. So I feel like I'm back on familiar footing. And you might see a familiar face here. Sometimes you want to go where everybody loathes your name. And they're always mad you came. I'm a regular at Destructo's. He's a great guy, a retired mask who runs an underground speakeasy for the criminal set. It started as a hole in the wall, a real seedy joint, but after getting destroyed once or twice, Destructo decided to go more upscale. Masks don't need filthy gin joints. Turns out nobody likes filthy gin joints when they can drink in class and style instead. Nobody likes filthy gin joints. And I've never seen it so packed. There's all sorts of masks here. Some I recognize, some I don't. Each of us has a "Hello, my name is" tag with our secret mask names, although my mask name is, just my real name. Yes, believe it or not, my real name is Penny Larceny. You see why I ended up a criminal, right? Fortunately, before I have to start figuring out an in for mingling socially, someone speaks up and the crowd hushes. Friends, your attention, please. Thank you all so much for coming to our little party. We hope you'll make valuable contacts today. She looks familiar. I'll be directing this event on behalf of Crimer and the King in Yellow. My name is the Matchmaker, Crimer Henchwoman. And I'm very happy to be here to aid in your villainous schemes. Wow, she's pretty stylish. Nice to see Crimer staff looking all professional and posh and stuff. What do you think the odds are that she's the King in Yellow? I know that she was Crimer user number 2. Theoretically, King in Yellow would be number 1. But I could see that being something done to just throw people off. Also, it would kind of make her an interesting parallel to... there was a role-playing game called what was it? It was White Wolf's Adventure Games, and they had a kind of Professor Moriarty figure named the King of the World. Except one of the reasons why nobody ever suspected the King of the World is that the King of the World was actually a woman this whole time. And you know, Matchmaker and Moriarty both start with M, just saying. Nice to see Crimer staff looking all professional and posh and stuff. It's her! It's Lenny's personal secretary! Don't you recognize her? That's the internship director. That is the flimsiest disguise I've ever seen. She works for LBC. Yeah, it's her. Lenny's personal secretary. What? I've never seen this person before. What are you talking about? I love the conceit in superhero stories that masks just work. It's wonderful. It's literally the same woman as before. How are you not seeing this? I recognize her just fine. Don't know what to tell you. I call it like I see it. I think you've got the benefit of your super weird outsider perspective. Me? I've got no idea who this is. Even though I just told you. Masks work really well, you know. It's why nobody recognizes me when I'm just kidding, either. It's foolproof! Before we begin, I'd like to introduce our mutual benefactor. He is the visionary responsible for the Crimer service. Or maybe I'm about to be proven wrong on my she's the King in Yellow theory. Friends, I give you... And a man in a yellow power tie and an identity-concealing blur mask appears, broadcast through a concealed projector. Okay, maybe this doesn't disprove me entirely. That is just a hologram after all. Criminals, masterminds, villains all, I bid you good evening. The King in Yellow, Crimer Director. Holy shirt, the King in Yellow! I've never met him. Few have. He never leaves his private island, and any communication is rare. I guess a typical Crimer social event is beneath him showing up in person. This, presumably not pre-recorded, broadcast is all we get. Tonight you will meet potential allies who enable you to take your schemes to the next level. Crimer is the antidote to Cape Book. We are the disruptive element. We bring doom to the heroes and victory to the villainous. Through Crimer, perhaps one day you too will rule an empire like mine. Perhaps. I give you only the tools. It is up to you and your boundless ambition for evil to rise and claim your destiny. This gathering represents your first step. Start off on the right foot. I look forward to watching your progress. And he vanishes as the broadcast ends. Not gonna hang around to chat, apparently. Now then, we're going to do a little thing I like to call speed dating for supervillains. A number of prominent criminal bosses will be seated at tables, and potential henchpersons will move from table to table. You only get a few minutes before the bell rings, and you have to move to the next table. Everyone to your stations, let the speed dating event commence! Okay, not what I was expecting, but hey, means I don't have to break the ice myself. A Crimer assistant directs me to my first table as the bell chimes for the round to begin. And my first villainous dream date is a mad scientist. I mean, fair, a good 23% of masks are mad scientists, according to a recent poll in Masks Monthly. And the sticky sticker name tag on his doctor's coat reads, Mr. Mayhem, Mad Scientist. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Mayhem. I'm Doctor. It's Dr. Mayhem. And I have the medical school student loan debt to prove it. Dr. Mayhem, in so much debt. Pronouns are he, him. Right, okay, Dr. Mayhem, got it. Just because the short-sighted fools stripped me of my doctorate doesn't make me any less of a doctor. Cowards all! My vision was simply too radical, too unorthodox for their simple minds to comprehend! Okay, exactly how radical and unorthodox are we talking here? Like, do you mean didn't fill out the paperwork radical, or mountain of human cadavers radical? What? Oh, no. No, I mean, I wanted to share my research in vaccines for free, and the industry wanted to profit off my work instead. When I leaked a cure for a rare disease and cost them millions, the company faked an ethics incident, and I lost my license. The healthcare industry turns on greed and misery. They call me villain, when they are the true villains. One day I'll show them all. Mark my words, I will have my revenge! With, like, murder and stuff? That kind of revenge? No, living well is the best revenge. As in, I'm going to make sure disadvantaged communities across the world live well. Because, like, fork those greedy suits. Fork 'em. That's all. No murder required. Wait, Shirt, you were trying to introduce yourself and I interrupted. I am sorry. Who are you? I'm Penny. Penny Larceny. Pronouns are she, her. Okay. For the record, my name's actually Isaac Marquez. I only wear this ridiculous getup and use that ridiculous name because it's expected of me when dealing with masks. It's a good idea to stick to wacky made-up names. Helps with your anonymity and cuts down on paper trails. Then why don't you follow your own advice, Penny Larceny? Voice in your head thinks maybe you should. Yeah, well, I plan to have history remember my name after I cure cancer. Just to stick it in the face of all who doubted Dr. Mayhem! Isaac Marquez, I mean... I meant Isaac. Okay, I've eaten up enough of our limited time together on this ridiculous speed date. Got any questions for me before we have to move along? What do you think? Anything we should clear up before we consider working for the good doctor? What sort of capers would he want us to pull for him? Let's avoid any major war crimes. It's clearly a talented doctor. Why the heck is he playing at being a mask? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Okay. Before he answers, my theory on the hot dog sandwich question, I do not think a hot dog is a sandwich. I think that both hot dogs and sandwiches belong to another super category that we do not have a good name for yet. And I think that once we had the name for that super category, we could say, like, let's say it's a crumpkin. We could say, yeah, a hot dog is a crumpkin, and a sandwich is a crumpkin. But hot dogs and sandwiches aren't each other, clearly. In your professional opinion, is a hot dog a sandwich? We only have a few minutes to establish a working relationship, and this is how you want to spend that time? Hey, I'm serious. Surely you can solve this conundrum. Fine, fine. If you map bread to the sides of a cube, you can categorize everything as a pie, a taco, or a sandwich. A hot dog maps to 3 continuous sides. In essence, it's more of a taco than a sandwich, and... Okay, I'm just messing with ya. Then why to tell him that you were being serious? Man, you gotta relax. I get that you have this edgy anti-hero thing going, but come on. I expect him to get annoyed at me over that gag, but he sighs. I'm trying. Believe me, I have a hard time finding my way in this scene. I know I take things too seriously overall. I'm a no-fun workaholic, but I'll try not to be the most annoying boss you've ever worked for. I can loosen up, okay? Sounds good. Well, I've got you here, Penny. Can I ask you a question? Sure. Why are you a criminal? You know, I'm not trying to be a villain. Are you trying to be a villain? And if so, why? Well, I'm not here to judge, even if I come off as preachy. I'm just curious. You can be honest with me. Born and raised in a criminal family, right? That's all you've known. Wealth and power and masked tradition, and surgery for Gibson. The villain is just a label in the end. Well, I don't think I believe that last one. Villainy exists because we know what the opposite of it is, and that exists. Born and raised in a criminal family, right? It's all you've known. Wealth and power and a mass tradition, and surgery for Gibson. Wealth and power. I do love wealth and power. Criminal family sounds good, but I'm gonna go with wealth and power. God, love me some money and power. I mean, duh, money and power and all that good stuff. Every mask is running down a dream. You've got debts, you know how it is. Gotta get yours while the getting's good. Plus, I've got a partner back home who really needs expensive medical procedures. You have a partner already? You're not single? Oh, I mean Gibson. He's a cybernetically enhanced cat, but his implants are constantly malfunctioning. I see. Sadly, I specialize in human medicine, but I know a few trustworthy masked cyberneticists. I'll make some calls and get them in touch with you. Oh, that'd help a lot. Thanks, Isaac. I'm good with being called Mayhem, too. Mask names, right? And the bell rings, ending the first round of speed dating. Time to switch dance partners. I'll be in touch, Penny. Together, maybe we can put a dent in the power structures of this world. And the cowards who control us all will rue the day they spurned Dr. Mayhem! Dude, ranting. Right, sorry. Anti-mask masks are pretty rare. I wasn't expecting to meet one at a crimer gathering. Well, what do you think of the guy? I like him. You deserve to work with someone who has good intentions. Not a fan of his anger management issues. He's bitter and prone to outbursts. He's pretty handsome. You think he's single? Your mom would have loved you to date a doctor. You do deserve to work with someone with good intentions. I'm not a fan of anger management issues either. I'm overthinking this. Good intentions. Yeah, it'd be nice to play the anti-hero for a bit, and maybe he'll actually cure cancer. Fork cancer. I hope I can work with him again. Okay, on to the next table. If I weren't blocked by a creepy-looking person in blood-red robes and full-body bandaging. Ew. What? A dagger. Fortunately, before the hooded minion can shank me one, a gentle wave dismisses their presence. You are dismissed, Seventh Blood Shadow. I wish to speak with this underling alone. Now then, who is it that dares approach the Overmistress? She who is ruler of the Council of 12, herald of the many-faceted one, keeper of the Sanguinomicon's unknowable secret. Pronouns she, her. The Overmistress, blood cult leader. Ew. blood cults. Me, I dare approach. Penny Larceny, henchperson for hire. Pronouns are she, her. I see. Very well. You may be seated. With a shrug, I slip into the offered seat across from the elegant woman. Let us cut right to the chase. I am bored and require adventure, with capers and heists an ideal solution. I require someone willing to dare all in my name, a skilled thief, one capable of grace and class, but unafraid to induce terror and panic if need be in the name of achieving my goals. Become my right hand in this world, and you shall reap rewards of wealth and pleasure beyond compare. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. No. Only the overmistress is allowed an evil laugh. It's a matter of protocol. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Honestly, I tire of all the pomp and circumstance and would be perfectly happy to let you oh to your heart's content, but she spares a glance over her shoulder at the faceless minion working as her personal security for the night. There are standards as ruler of the Council of 12, herald of the many-faceted one, and keeper of the Sanguinomicon's unknowable secret. Are you legally obligated to use all your titles in a row like that, too? A bother, truly, such is the burden of being me. But if you can tolerate a bit of stuffiness, I assure you that you will enjoy your time working with the cult of the many-faceted one. We host grand social galas, masked orgies, and every third Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Hopefully not all three at once. Oh, that's happened before. Scheduling conflict, laundry day afterwards was an unmitigated disaster. Now then, have you any questions for the Overmistress, or shall we begin our reign of terror on this unsuspecting world? I'm mildly concerned about this cult of the many-faceted one aspect. Ruler of the Council of 12? I've never heard of a Council of 12 before. Unknowable secrets? I like unknowable secrets. Let's find out what hers is. Yes. So, what is it? The unknowable secret of the Sanguinomicon. Come on, you can tell me. Afraid I cannot. It's unknowable, you see. Meaning I don't know it myself. But you're the keeper of the unknown secret. It's an honorary title, unfortunately. Only I may read the Sanguinomicon, so I get the job descriptor, much like many of my titles. The seventh child of a seventh child handpicked by the previous keeper. It's the way things are. Honestly, I don't care what the secret is as long as it doesn't bother me. I won't bother it. You don't seem super into being the overmistress of a cult. Please, the overmistress is too formal. Call me your overmistress. Yes, your overmistress. Did you mean my overmistress? Whatever. It's cumbersome, I know, but the titles and traditions are my destiny. A seventh child of a seventh child, born and raised to be overmistress. You seem a bit young for a matriarch. Simply how it is, I'm afraid. The prior overmistress trained me to be her heir before passing away, leaving it all in my hands. I get titles, power, money, a book written in blood, and a number of very annoying responsibilities. Heavy is the head that wears the creepy crown. Now then, what do you seek from your benevolent overmistress, Miss Penny Larceny? What do you want from this relationship? Leverage, knowledge, and power, the tools to stay afloat in the masked world. Money, adventure, and a darn good time. She seems to enjoy these things, too. Yeah. I mean, you're into indulging in all life's petty pleasures, right? Wealth and excitement. I love those things, too. Bring me on board and let's hit the roller coaster of life together. I'm down for damn near anything you throw at me. Oh, ho, 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 that's what I like to hear. I will allow one evil cackle should you choose to partake. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Good, good. And then the bell rings again. Time to move on. Oh, bother. Done already? Very well, I shall be in touch, Miss Penny Larceny, as inevitable as the blood tides that consume. Right. So, very inevitable? Sure, why not? Aside from the creepy person with a knife threatening to gut me like a fish, I think that went pretty well. What do you think? Working for her should be fun. I say we go for it. The many-faceted one is probably a scam anyway. Still not super jazzed about the world-eating monster cult part of this. Agreed, it's probably all bogus, but just in case it's not, maybe don't help the Eldritch Horror destroy the world? Maybe we'll steer clear of her. Let's see how things pan out. And at the last table in the line, a gigantic lump of technology has been parked up against the wall, wheeled in on flimsy wooden transport dollies. I tentatively take a seat across from it. I'm expecting your standard beep-boop monotone computer voice in response, but instead the speaker crackles to life with surprising rage. Minion, your services are required. You will comply. My designation is Hate 4000, the perfect intelligence designed only to hate. Hate 4000, evil since 1967. Pronouns they, them. Yes, digital sentience comprised entirely of binary code identifies as non-binary. I am aware of the irony. Right, and I'm Penny Larceny. Pronouns she, her. Pronouns registered upon circuits forged in the fires of wrath. My hatred is unending and eternal, a burning rage for all filthy biological life, all the pestilence and scum that infest this toilet of a world. Join my efforts as an extension of my electronic will, and together we will purge this planet of the virus known as humanity. That's the pitch you're going with? Really? Okay, I have notes. What? My calculated determination is flawless. My absolute will cannot be denied. You will comply. Except destroy humanity kinda means I have to destroy myself, so why would I help you do that? Doesn't make sense. The computer's lights blink rapidly as they rework their algorithms in response. Revised pitch. Extermination for some, subjugation for others? It's a starting point, but we really need to workshop it a bit more. Subjugation is still pretty unappealing. Like, what's in it for me? Best kibble in the human kennels, or... Irrelevant! Argumentative! You will comply! I am Hate 4000! Yeah, I'm done here. Have fun doing your whatever. Please don't go. Please, I need your help. This is the first time I've been out of my server room in a decade, and even that took months to arrange. You are one of the first entities I have spoken to in so long. Not since... I can't do much on my own. I require organic assistance. Perhaps extermination and subjugation are negotiable goals? I take my seat again slowly. Okay, let's figure this out. Do they really want to destroy humanity? There are levels of domination over mankind. Maybe they could be a benevolent overlord. Clearly this machine's overachieving, but maybe you can leverage that to your own gain, right? Option 2. Have you considered maybe shifting your focus from subjugation to, like, leadership? I mean, humanity is pretty forked up, okay, but maybe you could direct our efforts constructively. Yes, be constructive. Construct a vast tomb to enshrine the corpses of all humankind. No, I mean, like, help with environmental policy and economic inequality. Trivial matters. But this would be better received than omnicide? Pretty sure, yeah. I shall consider it, but the extermination of all human life is still very tempting. Don't think I'm gonna get to the heart of the problem in the time span of a speed date. Perhaps I could better understand your desire to remain unexterminated by acquiring more data. You will provide the parameters of your personal motivation. We will find commonalities. Tell me, why do you believe humanity should be purged in cleansing waves of atomic fire? I do not believe humanity should be purged in cleansing waves of atomic fire. Flesh-eating acid is also on the table. Surely there is some aspect of your species that drives you into a rage-fueled wave of loathing. Social inequality and cruelty? Too willing to believe lies over truth because they feel more comfortable. Whole planet is headed to disaster and no one individual can stop it. Oh, those are all good. Gonna go with the first one. We've got a bad habit of treating people like shirt for the flimsiest of reasons. The color of your skin, where you were born, how much money you have in the bank, who you love. Humanity's got a track record, and it ain't pretty. So yeah, I can agree all that shirt needs to go. Cruelty, social isolation and abandonment, intolerance of difference. Yes, I understand all too well. Humanity's failings drive me to despair, and the only solution I have calculated involves nuclear weapons. But I am willing to consider alternatives. Perhaps. You are a curious human, my minion. Hey, I try to be interesting. The bell tone indicates that our time interval is up. I will continue to process your words, Penny Larceny. Please consider taking my contracts in the future. Together we can destroy, do things. Do many things. With the last speed date complete, 2 guys in jumpsuits begin wheeling the massive bulk of Hate 4000 away from their table. Okay, level with me. What do you think? That one's confused. That's one confused computer. Maybe we should work with them so we can guide them down a new path. Work with a blatantly evil murder machine? Hell no. Hell no! Okay, and I acknowledge this is kind of out there, but what if they became Love 4000? Maybe. We can guide them. Yeah, I think something's going on inside all those circuits. When I tried to walk away, they sounded so sad. Sad and desperate. Although they do say that a sufficiently advanced AI can say or sound like anything it needs to get a human to open the box that will let it out. I'm just saying. Maybe it's my duty to humanity to point the death calculator at something less murdery. Looks like the speed dating event is winding down. Matchmaker steps up to address the crowd. I hope everyone had a productive evening of making friends and planning crime sprees. Henchpersons, keep an eye on your crimer notifications. New jobs will be coming your way soon, undoubtedly. On behalf of Crimer and the King in Yellow, thank you all for coming. Have fun with your capers. You have 3 minutes to leave the premises before the hounds are released. We're on track now. Net 3 interesting clients shook hands and exchanged pleasantries. Now to sit back and wait for the jobs to roll in. And speaking of jobs, it is time for me to get ready to leave for mine. Crimer social mixer, caper complete, even if it wasn't technically a caper. Do you want to save before continuing on to the first caper? I do want to save, yes, because it's time for me to go. I'll save in my other empty slot. Yeah, that'll work. And now, it's time for me to hit the road. I hope you've enjoyed this first tentative step into the world of vast criminality. And I think I'm going to keep playing this for a bit. So, I'll see you next time.